Hey guys, it's Achon. With the fallout of Ashes of Creation, and boy, what a fallout that was, we are already starting to hear about other MMORPGs on the horizon. And thus, it's time for some tough love, some negative reinforcement. It's time to talk about red flags and dreams. In the last week or so, I've been diving into two titles I've seen from former Ashes content creators. We're talking about Scars of Honor and Chrono Odyssey. Get ready, because I'm going to throw some opinions out there. They may be unfair, biased, or really negative, but I need you to understand that this is coming from a place of love. I want to see developers succeed. I want MMORPGs to do well. I want the community to not settle for anything less than greatness. And if I'm proven wrong at all, then I will accept that reality with grace. Because if I'm wrong, that means that we might actually have something good to play. So keep that in mind as I rant, and go ahead and give me a like and sub if you feel the same way. Hell, do it anyways even if you don't. Let's get to it. First is Scars of Honor, a free-to-play MMORPG, and our first red flag. Yes, another free-to-play MMO. Okay, so when I see free-to-play, I immediately associate it with really dumb microtransactions. They say it's not going to be pay to win. Cool, so what are we going to be paying for? Well, on the website, it states cosmetics only. Another red flag. When it's cosmetics only, does that mean all the coolest gear in the game is going to be coming from the cash shop? Like Diablo 4, where I could have a really epic piece of gear, but it looks like rags with great stats. Where's the chase then? Is it going to be like Guild Wars 2, where you're chasing slightly larger numbers while everyone else looks like a $50 glowing god? I need more clarity on this, and if anybody knows, please leave a comment. For MMORPGs to succeed, you need a chase. You need something that shows you put in the work, whether it's a super rare drop from an even rarer monster, or a piece of gear that only can be attained in the hardest content. Doing content like dungeons needs to spike that endorphin rush, otherwise people get bored and move on, kinda like I did with Guild Wars 2. If you're going to do cosmetics only, then it shouldn't by any means be better looking than what can be earned by just playing the game. Thing is, if you are a cosmetic only free-to-play game, then the chances of that being a thing is probably slim to none. How sustainable is a cosmetic only shop? Let's just be wary of this moving on, and be wary of any other kind of sketchy money-making methods. I know this kind of project takes time and resources, but if I see anything like what Ashes did with purchasable keys to get into the alpha, I'd say jump ship. The only time this is even remotely acceptable is if the game is at least 85–90% finished. After watching Vladis and Royer interview with Vinolent in the recent developer video, I came to only one conclusion. This game is in the dream phase of development. Outside of actual gameplay, everything is just speculation. At this point, the systems, dungeons, and features are all just ideas with very little substance. We don't know what kind of progress is actually being made behind the scenes. The footage that is available looks like PvP battleground and maybe one dungeon. This gave me early Ashes feels, where they originally sold the Battle Royale version, and well, we know where that got us. In the interview, Vinolent talks about dungeons and raids and what they want to do with it, what they could do with it with proper feedback, and a big emphasis on PvP as well. All buzzwords with very little information about how this is actually going to pan out. Again, it comes down to prioritizing resources. How much time are they dedicating to building the world, and also constant balancing of PvP and abilities with a team of 100. Okay. I had just replaced this next part with something I wanted to bring to people's attention. I think they are planning to bring this game to mobile. I found a reel with Vinolent talking about the graphics overhaul and how the game should look really good on phone. Let's just stop this right here. If this game plans on a mobile release, then fucking run. Don't give this game a chance. Nothing good ever came from a mobile MMO. It's just another platform to sell you assets. This is such a huge red flag people need to start pushing back on right now. Also, I noticed on their website they are starting testing on monetization of cosmetics later this year. What does that tell you about their priority when it comes to this game? It sounds like they need money. Me money. Me money now. Please give me money right away when we are just getting started. Does any of this sound familiar? My final opinion. I don't have any good feelings about Scars of Honor. Right now, all I'm seeing is hype being sold in a bundle of ideas and dreams. And if they still plan on a mobile release, I will shit all over this game from now on. And I think you should too. Remember, it's the studio's job to convince you that they have something good. but let them prove it with actual gameplay of a near finished game and not whatever this is right now. Let's switch gears now and talk about Chrono Odyssey. I'm going to keep this relatively short. Chrono Odyssey looks like it's going to be a visually stunning game with crisp graphics and smooth action combat. Just looking at gameplay demands my attention. But let's not judge a book by its cover. This is a cacao game. There's going to be some kind of microtransaction that sneakily has you spending more than you intend. That may not be a problem if the game delivers, but on that topic, there's a glaring red flag we gotta talk about. The game seems to be just a hodgepodge of different games. Is it a Souls-like MMO? Is one of the weapon types just ripped from God of War? Is the map just New World reskinned? Even the skill trees feel like they are pulled straight from New World and not providing much more past that. What is this game's identity outside the story? I tried it out when we all got our hands on it initially 8 months ago, and I can't help but feel uninspired by the world. It felt like it was a game trying to be something else. Again, if it works, it works. It looks good, but after 100 plus hours of swinging Kratos chain blades around, are you going to feel like you're different from anyone else? I foresee this game just being a bunch of ideas and things to do, but nothing you get really means anything. I just don't want Gear Chase to be an eye level style system like we see in a lot of modern MMOs, like Final Fantasy XIV. The chase needs to mean something more than just a few numbers going up. I tend to stay far away from Korean MMOs. And if I'm going with my gut feeling, I think this game is going to be bland, paying enough to make you think it's going to be a good game. But really, it's hollow. Having cool graphics and boss battles don't mean nothing if you're just being goaded into a rat wheel-like progression. After release, I think the hype for this game will die down after a few months, and will probably be propped up by Korean whales. And that's going to be a no for me, dog. Let me know what you think. Is Chrono Odyssey and Scars of Honor going to be the next big thing? Or are they just going to join the New World and Ash's pile of garbage? Thanks again for watching, and never settle for anything less than greatness. Hey John out.